Hello everyone, and welcome to a 20-minute sprint race in the iRacing Formula IR4 series at Interlagos. There are 13 laps ahead of us, and plenty of action, so you will want to stick around for this one. I qualified in P4 today, so the goal is definitely to compete up front for a podium finish. And now we are ready to go, as the lights go red, and now they go green, and off we go. We immediately try to stick to the inside line, trying to stay out of trouble at turn 1 here at Interlagos. The red and white car on the right, number 12, goes around the outside, and so does the Duff car that manages to overtake us, but we take a much better line outside of turn 1. We have more speed. We go in the inside of the Duff car, on the inside of the red and white car as well. So I try to go for a double move here. As you can see, we're basically side by side, about to go 3 wide. I stick to the inside. The other cars are kind of stuck behind the Alfa Romeo livered car. The white and red car goes a bit wide, and I managed to make the move stick with the other 2 cars going 3 wide at the back. It was a really nice start for us, just keeping it clean, keeping it simple around turn 1, and just not getting into trouble. So as we're progressing through lap 1, we're currently sitting in P3. Car number 8 up ahead and the leader both posted very good qualifying time, so it's going to be challenging to stay in touch with them. As we go through the last braking zone of the lap here at Interlagos, this corner right here is extremely important to get a good run out of, because it leads to a very long straight that goes all the way to turn 1, where if you're in draft range of the car up ahead, it is very possible to get an overtake done here. And all I want right now is to try and stay in touch with the leader, so I try and take a quick line out of turn 1. However, I end up overdriving the car a little bit. I'm out on the grass. This compromises my exit out of the Senna S's. And as you can see, we're being gapped already by the Alfa Romeo livered car up ahead. I try to overcompensate here in turn 4. However, I carry a bit too much speed through the corner and I go out wide, picking up a 1x. And at this point, I just really need to concentrate and try to get myself stuck in, because I want to avoid mistakes as much as possible. We, however, do get a really good run out of turn 8 as the driver up ahead goes slightly wide. We hug the inside line here. It seems like we might be able to close the gap once again. And as we're approaching turn 10, he actually suffers a lockup, which means that we can be close again. I could maybe make a move at the final braking zone before the long straight. However, I'm also being approached at the back by car 15. They see a gap and there's a contact. And I almost lose control of my car. I'm trying to avoid the barrier. I'm out on the grass. I managed to steer the car back towards the track. And I also managed to rejoin. However, as you can see, a bunch of cars have overtaken me, and I am now sitting in P9. At this point, I'm just trying to stay calm and trying to not react negatively to the contact, because obviously the race is still very long, and I know that I'm a competitive driver in this field, so I just need to try and put my head down and work my way back up the field. And just as I'm thinking that, the 2 drivers up ahead, they're side by side, and I know that if I follow the Castro livered car, I might be able to overtake the McLaren livered car. And we managed to make the move stick on the inside, going right through turn 4 and already regaining 1 lost position. We're back in the cockpit, and as you can see, it's not over. The Castrol car has a slight lockup going into turn 8. This gives me the opportunity to get as close as possible to his rear wing so that I can make a move later on the long straight. It is absolutely essential that as I exit the next turn, I get a better exit than he does. so that I can overtake him here. And I managed to have a really good exit, so at this point he's a sitting duck. Am I gonna be able, however, to make the move stick? At this point I'm contemplating whether he's gonna leave space on the inside or on the outside. It looks like I'm gonna be taking him on the outside. I move over to the right. As you can see, I'm carrying more speed, so I make myself as wide as possible. My goal here is to brake as late as possible to try and take him out in turn 1. He comes close, we almost connect, and behind the McLaren car almost touches as well, but we managed to overtake. The car swerves a little bit going through the Senna S there, but I've got it under control, and that's 2 overtakes in less than a lap to fight our way back towards the front of the pack. If you enjoyed that overtake, guys, leave a like. I would appreciate it very much. Let's fast forward now to the beginning of lap 5. We're currently running in P7, and as you can see, up ahead, our Alfa Romeo friend, he misses his braking point during a battle with car number 14. He goes out wide on the grass and hits the barrier. That is him out of the race. As we rejoin the cockpit, I have a really good exit out of turn 1, and the Ford livered car has a swerve going through the Senna S's, which means we'll be able to breeze past him. Let's take another look. I think that he thought that the Alfa Romeo car maybe was going to rejoin the track unsafely, and so he hit the brakes a little too hard and in an unexpected way, and probably that caused him to almost lose control of his car. But that's fine for us because we make it right through, and that's another 2 positions, which means now we're running in P5 and there are still 7 laps left to go. And at this point I'm feeling very confident. I'm not even looking in the rear view mirror anymore. I'm only looking ahead, looking for the next car to battle with, trying to gain the next position. And as we fast forward to the end of lap 6, as you can see, I've basically managed to close the gap with car number 14. I get a pretty good exit out of the last corner, and you know what the drill is here. I'm right up in his slipstream, I'm slowly gaining on him, and you know that the move is gonna be on. It's just a question of where he's going to leave the space. As I get up and close to his rear wing, I am taking a look, and this time it looks like he's gonna be down on the inside. I approach him side by side. He brakes quite early and gives me the space to go through. Tucks in behind me, but the move is done, and I am now in P4. The guy that's up ahead in front of me now is Miro Jetsonen. He actually qualified in P1 and he was extremely fast, but the reason why he's sitting in P3 right now is because he actually had a spin earlier on in the race. And fast forward to lap 8, as you can see, I am still chasing Jetsonen in P3, and up ahead, P1 and P2 are fighting really hard. They're going side to side. They went side to side through T1. They're side to side towards T4 now. There's almost a contact right there. And as you can see, they're just all over each other. And this is good for us because by fighting, they will slow each other down a lot, which means that Jetsonen and I can hopefully catch up to them and contend for a higher podium finish. By the way, let me know if you've raced this car and track combination. I would love to know what your experience was with it. Did you enjoy it, and how did your races go? Drop me a comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. In the meantime, I'm still in P4 chasing Jetsonen, and I know that he's quick, so a good exit here on the last corner is a must. We got a decent exit, but unfortunately he nailed his. So we're simply not gonna be able at this stage to get close up on him. Further ahead, we see that the leaders are racing closely. We're on board now with the man in P2. And it appears that the leader messed up his braking and is directed towards the grass. He tries to rejoin the track and he's clipped the right rear wheel of P2. Unbelievable scenes as the car was literally airborne there. Our friend in P2 must have been absolutely gutted as he was faultless here, and yet his car lays dead upside down in the middle of the track. From our perspective, we were given a yellow flag, so I was ready to dodge the carnage, but it still comes really close as the victim's car comes to a standstill right before the racing line. Let's fast forward now to lap 10. I am still processing the fact that we made it from P9 to P2 in just under 7 laps. We've had some nice overtakes, but obviously also a few lucky freebies. Overall, we've been running a very consistent race, but there are still 3 laps left to go, and we're still chasing Jetsonen, who is the new race leader. However, he's slightly quicker than us, so at this point, I am just counting my blessings. And since there is a gap behind of a few seconds, my goal here is to take the car home safely in a solid podium position. Oh, and Jetsonen has lost it! I cannot believe what I'm seeing here! As we take a closer look, this downshift unsettles his car. He countersteers left, right, then left again. His right front wheel hits the grass and he is out. Perhaps he carried too much speed during the turn-in too. But that shows how small the margins for errors are and how quickly your race can go from a dream to an absolute nightmare. But in our case, it turned into a dream. We're now leading the race and there are still 3 laps left to go. 3 laps during which I drove consistently and safely, so we're going to fast forward straight to lap 13. As we go around turn 12 one final time, we're headed straight toward the checkered flag, and just like that, we are the winners of the sprint race here at Interlagos. My first win in the series. I am very pleased. What a great race. We had the ups, we had the downs, but overall, through consistency and some luck, we have triumphed all the way from P9. And here are the classified results, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around this far. I hope you enjoyed the race. Feel free to drop a like if you did, and let me know your thoughts in the comments if you enjoy this type of iRacing content. Also, feel free to subscribe. The channel is still brand new, but I plan to upload regularly. And if you're in for more action right now, you can check out this video. It was also a very exciting race with a great result. Goodbye everyone, and see you in the next one.